And we are.
Oh, are we live?
We are live.
Are we live?
Are we live? You actually.
So we still haven't figured out. We still haven't figured out a good way to. What's the appropriate way to open a show like this? Why are the credits not rolling?
The credits are at the end of the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead? I want to get to that part. I want to get to that part. Chad, I told you not to chew ice.
Leo is here. That's the look we get from all our guests. So. Wow. Leo. I gotta tell you, JS, that's my favorite pose of you.
You'll find out why I'm off in the sun.
Oh, where is he? Where is he? Can't see him. Can't see him. Where'd he go? Yeah.
That's, ladies and gentlemen, that's a preview of what you're about to be seeing today. We've got.
Oh, look.
Every time we get to that moment, I'm like, it's about to start.
Everybody's here today.
Everybody's here.
Nancy, we can't tell you whose ear that was. It's a secret. Oh, you guys are in for a treat today. There he is. His ear. Oh, one eye. No, there. Oh, man. Is it a photo or a video? Wow, that's a good shot right there.
Oh, man. Thank you.
Look at that. Special guest. Gilbert here.
Well, 44 seconds to go. I can't remember the last time I was this excited.
I'm sorry. Life's been so rough.
Sure. Famous last words.
Uh-oh. That's right. The only show with a belt to the intro.
The only problem with these classes is I can't really see it.
This is the best.
My friend Sinead is there. Oh, thank God, two of these 27,000 people I invited are here.
Wow.
Welcome everyone to Subpellucid, the show which you never ever thought you'd be watching, but here you are. And in fact, there are quite a few of you here today. And we've got a disclaimer up there finally after a bunch of complaints and issues. We said we're just gonna hands off. We're not gonna deal with that anymore. So we put the disclaimer up. And that's it. By watching the show, you agree to the terms and conditions in that disclaimer, and that's all there is to it. Yeah, we have the best legal team that we could afford here. That's
Nancy Lewis. We consulted with Nancy, and she recommended that we do that. So there you go.
You know what they love about this part of the show, this segment here, the intro, where it's just the two of us. It's a little bit of Chad and Daniel time where we get just the two of us to hang out. Is the fact that our guest never realizes that nobody can hear them locked up in their backstage. And they talk to us while we are trying to complete a sentence, and it's really loud in the ears. And it's and sometimes you get a small aleck that tries to throw us off, that catches onto them and tries to throw us off, and says things back there, which
only you can hear them.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Only you do. This is the only scene in the entire show where their mic isn't live.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that was an interesting tidbit for all you guys with us today. Now you know, and we can't roll back the clock on that. So we've got another, let's see, 72 minutes to go. So let's get on with it.
Yeah, let's play a little game.
Morris is here too. Look at that.
Who's J.S. Gilbert?
J.S. Gilbert, what's that?
J.S. Gilbert. I don't know who J.S. Gilbert is. J.S. Gilbert. He's dead to me.
J.S. Gilbert.
What's the guy's name? You don't know who you're talking about. I don't even know who
J.S. Gilbert, you tell me.
No, never heard of that guy. He played for the Niners? No.
And some you know
The bullfight. No, never heard of him. Race car driver?
I have no idea. But I'll look it up.
If you're in San Francisco, you know J.S. What's his name? I'm just kidding. San Francisco legend. Man's legend. Like a god around here.
Who's that? You know who J.S. Gilbert is, of course.
Yeah, I know.
You do?
Yeah.
Who is he? Have you guys visited J.S. Gilbert's house yet?
No.
We have not, but it's on our list of do's.
Do you know who J.S. Gilbert is?
Not really, but I'm working right.
Did they ever ask you about J.S. Gilbert? Some people do, but not very many. Do you ever get an idea of who J.S. Gilbert was? Sometime I do, sometimes I don't. Depending if they know and educate about it and educate me.
Who the is J.S. Gilbert?
I love that.
That guy right
That guy.
there, J.S. Gilbert. So that was a hilarious video. I know it was a little long, but it's like we got to play it. But anyway, let's.
I watched it twice. It twice.
You know, you also have no life. Let's bring him in.
All right. Very quiet here today. It's exciting.
That was, in a few words, J.S. Gilbert summing up our entire show.
There's no one here, and it's really quiet.
And it's so quiet. It's really quiet here. Exciting. I love that.
How are you, sir?
J.S. Gilbert.
I've been better.
Yeah. Well, you know.
It's like Chad was already sweating it. Like, oh Jesus, oh God, 72 more minutes of this.
No, I was checking to make sure that we had all the paperwork signed.
Oh, yes. From the viewers? I hope not.
Yeah,
no,
the
I'm
viewers have
doing
to sign a
well.
disclaimer.
I'd like to say it's an honor to be on here. I'd like to say that, but not so sure, really. We'll see how it goes.
Well, we're being shushed already.
I mean, already the hype that you've given me in the promos. This, what was it exactly? This luscious morsel of a man you called me, Ted's big brother. I don't understand all these references, but I'm sure you'll explain them to me, as I've forgotten a lot of what I've done in this life. Which
Well, there you go. Yeah.
found out about.
Well, today, that's a really good quality to have. The ability to forget about stuff in your life is fantastic. You would appreciate that ability later this week and for the rest of your life moving forward. But I think we already have questions from the audience. This is fantastic. This is,
Wow.
you know, we've never had questions this early on in the show. So we wanted to, Loris is asking, well, she's asking us to ask you about your
jump
glasses.
right in.
Like,
there you go. Let me shut the door here.
Well,
we've had guests leave our show before. Just walk
While
away.
he does that, why don't we go ahead and get into getting to know you?
This is my new hat. I hope you all like it. It's very warm, keeping my ears warm.
Know you, getting to know all about you. La, da, 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 la, da, da, da.
Outstanding.
Yeah,
I love it.
Oh, nice, perfect. You're
Get
getting
ready
through.
to not understand. I'm a regular viewer of the show. I understand exactly what. See, if there is pellucid water, this is a subpellucid. I think really that it comes into. But that would be too much to put on a. You couldn't have a heading sub. It'd be too many letters.
Oh my gosh. So look, when as the show first started, every time we would come into this segment and the guy, you know, there's the getting to know you, the whole big title on the screen, and then Daniel would show up and Daniel would say, well, welcome. This is a segment we like to call Getting to Know You. It's where we get to know you. And he would say it like every week. And I'd laugh. But now Leo always asks. Leo will comment every episode. Daniel, please tell us what this segment is all about.
Leo gets my sense of humor. So
sure. Tell yourself that.
I get So for Leo's sake, we're going to say this segment is that's getting to know you. And here what we do is we blabber a lot and we ask weird questions because we want to know you in a way that other people maybe don't.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Chad and I prepared a few questions for you. We'll wing a few there, but also people in the audience, or I see it very chatty today, have questions as well. So we'll incorporate those in there so much.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so starting out with, I have a question. Something that's been been bothering me for years. And then when I saw your profession, I thought maybe you can shed some light on it, even though it's completely unrelated.
Which one of my professions is this that you're talking about?
So you're a voice actor, among many other
things, yes.
Among other things, yes. And something that's been bothering me is, whenever I walk into a hairstylist, they're always young and hip and cool. And I always wondered, after when they reach middle age, they seem to go work at barbershops, or at least that's what I figured out. That what happens to hairstylists. And I wondered, what happens to voice actors when they hit a certain age?
They hope that their parents die and leave them property and money, I guess, because most voice actors are really piss poor. See, here's how it works. 30 years ago, I was doing advertising. I was a creative director, and I wrote, and I did all kinds of wonderful things. And I was one of those guys who enjoyed the gatekeepers. But in the last 30 years, we've had all this democratization and DIY and everything else. So 30 years ago, I would tell people, among other things, I'm a voiceover. And they would say, what's that? Now, when I tell people I'm a voiceover, they say, yeah, me too. And so that's the problem, is that so many of the things that I do have become commoditized. And I'm lucky that I still have a few friends that are alive and work in voiceover hiring capacity. Yes, exactly, Shanae. Voice actors go to Clubhouse after age 35. I will be on Clubhouse tonight, by the way, doing impressions. That's what we do. So you can follow me on Clubhouse or not. If you have a life, don't. But if you have no life, like the rest of us, just go to Clubhouse. But this is the voiceover. So I think what happens is, more so, what do voice talent do when they reach a certain age? I think what happens is people reach a certain age and they go, hey, I should be a voiceover because I can't get work, or I'm retired now, or whatever it might be. And since I have a voice and you can buy a microphone for 20 or 30 bucks, I might as well give it a whirl. So that's my world. It's okay.
So most of us, from what I gathered, mostly know you, or at least if we look at your background, that's what pops up. So what are the other parts of J.S. Gilbert? What else have you done?
Well, a lot of people know me as a gigolo. I did that for years. Alcohol and drug abuse, and it pays well. No, seriously. So advertising, I've been a business consultant. I've worked in marketing, in consulting and so forth. I have an associate's degree in computer sciences. It goes way back. And so I've been involved. I worked on ARPANET, which was the predecessor to our internet. Wow. And I had a business called Concepts in Action, which was one of the first computer surplus businesses in the country. And we sold overstock and damaged goods and stuff internationally. I've had other businesses and sales and marketing. I'm working now with a company that actually does a live event production called Con Pros. What else? Been a little bit involved with the investment world. So it's kind of a hodgepodge of things, but the internet is a strange mistress. Because first of all, the internet does not like people who do a lot of different things. The internet wants to very finitely define you. The branding strategy, Fred the plumber, Bill the rapist, whatever it might be.
Wait, you're supposed to send the rapist to Bill?
Bill, yeah, Bill or William the rapist, if you don't know him well, I suppose. But this is what the internet likes. It does not like people who do a million different things. And with my severe ADHD, I don't know how to focus.
I understand that. That I understand.
Yes, you can ask me a question now, and before you know it, we're talking about men on the moon, and it could go anywhere. It really could. It's this train of thought does not have a final destination.
Daniel's here with me every week. I have his name taped to the monitor so I don't forget it.
There you go. By the way, for the listening audience, Daniel and I are both now very special LinkedIn friends.
Very special.
There you go.
LinkedIn friends.
Very special.
Please.
We have
explain.
Yeah.
Well, we became LinkedIn friends yesterday.
Oh, that's very millennial of you to say that.
I consider myself an old millennial. It's funny. It really is funny because Why is it I run into like a lot of 27-year-olds who know nothing about technology, and here I am, you know, I can take apart and build a computer, pretty much component level, at least probably desolder the RAM off of your MacBook and put more RAM on it. And but see, you're not supposed to be able to do that kind of stuff when you're an old guy. They tell me. I don't know.
You know, I think that kind
Soldering
of
is something that
probably
old
still
people
was
do here.
in our generation. I think these younger guys, they know how to code, but they had to actually build something with their hands. That's what they're not used to.
Okay. Well, now, all right. I twerk on TikTok. Okay. Is that what you were looking to get?
There we go. That's what we were looking for. Okay.
What were these other questions?
If I could make the
I think
ideal screensaver, it would be you twerking.
Gosh, I picked the warmest room in the house too, didn't I? And this is my fan is not working. I should. There I go. I can build computers, but I can't fix a damn fan, right? Okay, what the?
That's the way our parents' generation used to fix stuff.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, on the video.
Bring those sneakers over here. Let me put some of this glue on them. That ought to hold you for another 6 years. When I was a kid, we grew up poor. I got shoes that were like, you know, Bozo the Clown shoes, and they would just shove socks in the front of them so that my feet would fit in. But it didn't matter. They still bent up. Ask me about my OnlyFans feet page. Oh, well, Sinead had this idea. So there are some people actually in Clubhouse who have been able to see my feet as my icon. And I've had all kinds of comments about my feet.
Oh, my.
And you're not going to say what those comments were. You're just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
What about your glasses? She was also suggesting we ask about your glasses.
The glasses? I like glasses, so we have those. These are the original ones. These are the Christian Dior's that I had to go to hell and back to get prescription lenses for in the mirror.
Wow.
Yeah. And there's like, I don't know, about 20 other pairs sitting over there. But I really like these.
You know what? Both pair work. I think it's just you. I think you could probably grab any pair of sunglasses and just make them look way cooler than we can.
Well, thank you. That's just very kind of you to say.
And Laura says she blocks men who comment on her feet. So,
yeah. Hey, you put your feet out there.
I wouldn't comment on your feet, Laura, but I would expect you to comment on mine.
There you go.
Perhaps that's wrong with me.
I think.
Perhaps that's a 1990s thought. Davis Dwyer refuses to interact. I want you to know Davis Dwyer can be bought for 2 pounds of pastrami.
2 pounds. That's quite a bit of pastrami.
2 pounds of pastrami, he will do anything. Anything. Am I lying, Mr. Dwyer? Am I lying? I don't think so.
I need to meet Davis because I'm not gonna lie. 2 pounds of pastrami, I might be inclined to do a lot of things as well.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's fact. I had a prostitute come up to me a few weeks ago, and she said for $100 she'd do anything. I said, "Here, go paint my house."
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Well.
Yeah. Oh man,
you're a rough crowd.
Well, I have another question for you.
There we go. There's the impressions.
So I was trying to think of tonight. Tonight, you only get to do one character on this thing I'm doing on Clubhouse. So I was thinking, should I do Chef from South Park, or should I do Tony the Tiger? Most people have been voting for Chef. Oh, now, children, you can't go anywhere today. Today is Saturday Steak Day.
Wow.
And who's Tony the Tiger?
Tony the Tiger.
From Frosted Flakes.
Kellogg's Frosted Flakes have got the taste kids have grown to love. They're great.
Wow. That's incredible. And I've heard some of your others on some of the videos online, which you guys should all check out. So,
Yeah,
Daniel,
Wow.
it's been fun doing the video games work because I got in on that real early on the video game stuff, and it was so much fun back in the day. Nowadays, it's still kind of fun, but you know, it's like everything is big business.
no, I have a question about that though. Of the characters you voiced, which one is most likely to whip Sweet Tooth for the most unlikely reason?
Sweet Tooth. No, Sweet Tooth he's out there. He's kicking ass and taking names. He's my favorite. I love doing Sweet Tooth voice. But there is one character that I've inherited actually. So I don't know if people know about licensed voices. So, but I am the licensed voice for several characters. One of them is a fellow named Hermie, who you might know from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh yeah.
But Santa, I want to be a dentist. Santa.
Anyway.
Wow.
So what I would like to see is Hermie, and another character that I'm licensed voice for is better impersonation for JFK. This, that, and the other thing. And I promise by the end of this decade, we will land a man on the moon. Used to do them better. Now, you know, you got Barack Obama, that one, been out of office a while, relaxing, enjoying life. And Trump, I won't even try.
So who's the other one?
Biden is like, Biden is just sound like an old guy prattling. I remember I used to go down to this schoolyard. There was a fella there named Razor Eddie. I don't know why they called him Razor Eddie. He used to wear shorts in the wintertime. And I remember a few things about him. Yeah, that's my Biden. I'm nothing prepared really, but ask not what pickle you can put in your sandwich, but what your sandwich can put in your belly. Davis White.
Oh my god.
And
Laura prefers Reagan. She says.
Mr. Gorbachev, take down that wall.
Wow. So good. Now you were saying that there's another you were licensed that you'd like to see do something with Hermie?
Oh, so Hermie, and thank you, Chad. It's amazing seeing you actually being the voice of reason. Daniel, I think we usually count on you for that. But yeah, it would be Hermie, and then this other character that you, people might remember, Papa Smurf. So I'm a licensed voice for Papa Smurf.
Wow.
Have a Smurfy good day. How are all my little Smurfs doing today?
So I'd like to see Hermie and Papa Smurf gang up on Sweet Tooth. That would be, I think, a quality battle.
Nice. I'd watch.
For those of you who don't know Sweet Tooth, he's from the Twisted Metal franchise. I voiced him for many, many years. He is a clown with his hair on fire, and he drives an ice cream truck, or Chuck, either
It's
one.
A great game.
And he guts people like little fish.
Oh, I played that game with my brothers way back in the originals. So.
Twisted Metal Black was my favorite one to do. I got to do some other characters in there too. But, you know, there are other stories besides the voiceover. Do you know at one point they actually had a dartboard at IBM that people, with my picture on it, people were throwing darts at it. Back in the day, not to say that I'm an old guy, but I was a prominent player in what was known as the Toner Wars. A lot of what I did was back before they had the interwebs, and nobody knows about this stuff. Of course, I could have wrote a book.
You fought in the Toner Wars?
I fought in the Toner Wars.
Wow. That was
I fought the law, and the law did not win.
Wow.
So IBM and Xerox, I knocked them to their knees. Any reason comes from Daniel. Oh, yes, it does. Yes, it does, Leo.
We've got plenty of reasons.
There is so much wisdom trapped inside Daniel. It's fighting to get out.
You can't get
And
past the hair
occasionally
color.
it makes its way out. Occasionally it does. And
Oh my goodness.
it's lovely to see.
You know, we've been friends online for years now, but this is the first time we've actually really gotten to chat. So
That's true. I was going to go to, and I still might go to one of those social media debacle things. I just like to go to those to heckle people. But now that Joel Cobb's moved to Puerto Rico, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. He's and Aaron are over there. I think one that we both enjoy going to is in Lima, Ohio. Jessica Phillips puts on. It's a little smaller, and
That's the one where Glee is in Lima. Yeah, Glee is there.
So, yeah.
Glee is in Lima, Ohio. Oh wow!
Glee,
No,
yeah.
we just figured out that you are a Glee fan. Now that's something.
Not that much of a Glee fan. It was like it was on, and I enjoyed watching it, and then it went off, and I went, okay. Actually, I don't watch a whole lot of TV. We like watching. My favorite show is called Line of Duty, which is a British show. It's now in season 6.
Well, you know, I had one more question for you in this segment here.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Which, by the way, we call getting to know you. Which is, first there was D.H. Lawrence, then there was T.S. Eliot, or maybe it was the other way around. We had many famous people with
B.S. Daniel.
B.S. Daniel, and and Chad told me he wanted to go by his initials, but it just didn't sound right. C.I. That doesn't work. Like mine are not bad. I would if I would go with initials, I'd pick just my first. So by D. Joel Glickman. Now that's classy. Putting just the first name as an initial. Like who does it? D. Scott Smith does that. It's pretty classy.
I have a question,
But what does JS stand for?
Not much. I stand for very little. That's right. Don't tangle with me. It doesn't really stand for it. It's just JS. That's all it is.
Yep.
Am I doing voiceover for Daniel and Chad? I guess I'm sort of. The whole point of the show, people, is I have nothing to sell you. I have nothing of value to truly offer you or anything like that. So if I'm only here to entertain you.
What, do I make you laugh? What, am I funny like a clown, Charlie? What am I, ha-ha? I'm here to amuse you.
Yes, exactly why I'm here.
I'm
Just to
scared to ask
amuse
which
you.
one is who. So, but tell you what, let's keep the train moving.
Because next week, I'm going to start doing my Pop-Tart bucket list challenge. And these are just a few of the amazing flavors that I will be consuming. Now, these are just a few of the varieties. There's like over 40 varieties. And also, just to let you guys know, I am not being compensated in any way by Kellogg's or Pop-Tarts or any of these other companies that are partners with them. I am doing this just because somebody has to eat 40 varieties of Pop-Tarts in their lifetime and say that they did. And to tell your friends, tell the world, just let everybody know. Just this guy has been eating really healthy, but for the sake of art, he's going to stuff a couple of Pop-Tarts in his mouth every few days.
So, how did the Pop-Tart challenge go for you?
Let me tell you, this was not the first time I disappointed America and perhaps the world. There have been many times where I've had to make apologies. A lot of you remember that time I went on Jerry Springer. But this was one. I had like 6 shows that I actually did and I just couldn't go on anymore. I don't know if there is a human alive that can consume that many Pop-Tarts and live to talk about it. Just it was way too much for me. I realized I tried to build up to it. I practiced with croissants, chocolate croissants, and cookies and things like that. I ran up those. I thought about running up the steps, the rocky steps. I didn't actually run up them, but I visualized it. I had a vision board with pastries and cookies and things on it. And I just could not work up my way. And I got to tell you, some of these Pop-Tarts I had to buy on the black market. I kid you not. You could not get them at a regular store. I had to go to like eBay and buy them. I bought some from like a London eBay, and I invested a lot of money in them. And I wound up giving those Pop-Tarts away, and those that poor diabetic family. Oh my God. But I did do 6 shows. I did do 6 shows of consuming the Pop-Tarts. Oddly enough, there's not really enough content there to do 40 shows. Now, Davis Dwyer could have come on and actually eaten all 40 boxes in one show. That might have been an episode, an epic episode for the ages.
With a pastrami chaser.
With a pastrami chaser.
He does want
so here's the deal.
JS autographs going for these days, though.
40 or 50 bucks, I think.
There you go, Davis.
So it's really kind of interesting because there are some like well-known, actual, like really yes, John Preto owns one. He has one of the little Funko dolls I autographed for him. But there are some and pens. Yes, we have the.
I saw that comment out of the corner of my eye. Not gonna lie, didn't read it correctly the first time.
Oh yeah. No, he has one of my penises there too. At one point, I had 5 penises. You know, my pants fit like a glove.
Like a glove. So look, this is a little section we usually do towards the end of the show, but thought we'd move it up because we have something fun we want to try to do with you a little bit here. But we just went through social media, found a few photos that we thought were entertaining, intriguing. Maybe there was a story behind. I won't lie, folks.
Wow.
There weren't a lot of really crazy J.S. Gilbert photos, which I thought there would be. But
well, you didn't find the one with what's her name trying to take my clothes off. What is her name? Oh well, never mind.
Davis says
yes, Davis Dwyer does.
Snow pants.
He does own my snow pants.
So,
that's me at a Giants game. Yeah, there you go.
And what's
my wife is a huge Giants fan. Yeah, when we used to actually have sex, when that was something that we did. If the Giants lost, I was out of it for the night. But if they won big, it could be a fun night. So what they do is there's a section where you sit and there's a wall right underneath you. And every time there's a strikeout, the people that are sitting above that space get to flip a K for strikeout.
And you decide to steal one.
And I was in the 9th seed, I believe. And they were saying, yeah, it never gets here. There's like at the most you'll see 7 strikeouts in a game, but they had like 11 that game. So I did actually get to turn one. It's very exciting.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
I don't know. But, yeah. That's the NOS booth, girls. That was at. I was invited to go. I did a little speak thing at the Game Developers Conference. And NOS was hosting a booth, and it was all Twisted Metal for PS3 at the time. And they actually asked to take a picture with me. Hard to believe.
Not at all.
Not at all. The professional term is booth babes.
I was a booth babe at believe it or not, at what do you call it? Preto, help me out. What was I a booth babe at? What were those the big the computer shows? What were the not CES, the West Coast Computer Fair? Yeah, that was it.
Huh.
And I used to have the headset thing on, and I would say, "Come on in, fill up the front seats, blah blah blah. We'll get started soon, and 2 of you will get a chance to win whatever the hell the software was or that kind of stuff." Yeah. Way back. That was an early thing that I did. And I was also an underwear model for a short while for EJ Corvettes back in New York, which was a department store. And back in those days, modesty ruled. They used to have what was called a modesty panel that they would put down the front of your underwear. It was a little cardboard piece.
So that you didn't see too much detail?
Yeah, apparently that was it. We've changed. We've grown. We've differed. Things are different now. Yes, they are. It's now time for me to. I've had my fill of mutton. It's now time for a whore and the bath.
So, you still doing Snapchat?
No. Snapchat was, I don't understand. Like most of you people, I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on those courses that they all sell online, how to be a millionaire overnight success in the wonderful field of social media. And it just hasn't really panned out for me the way that I thought it would. Yeah. Now, had I eaten 40 boxes of Pop-Tarts on Snapchat, that's a possibility. Could have skyrocketed me.
But I think we should put out the Subpellucid course. What should we call it, Chad?
Unsellable. There you go.
Loren is here. Loren.
JS, we have a couple dogs here at the house, and I really liked this photo.
Yeah. Actually, I don't really like this dog very much.
Okay.
This was me attempting to choke the life out of it. This is a
heartfelt moment.
There was a dog before this one. This one's Mila. Mila is the current dog. We got her used and broken, highly broken. This dog is defective. In fact, she went to our 5th visit today to physical therapy. I swear to God, that is physical therapy. We have, I should have sent you the video. You could have shown it. She's on like a treadmill in a pool. But she tore her ACL in her left leg a year ago. And they said, a lot of these dogs, probably half of them, they wind up also tearing the ACL in their right leg. And we said, okay, well, she'll be the half that doesn't. And no, she was the half that did. Oh, wow. So how much are those surgeries? Here's why America is the greatest country in the world. Half of Americans don't have adequate health care, and we've spent like $18,000 on those surgeries and physical therapy. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
God bless America. Portillo's, actually, that was probably taken in Chicago. One of my best friends lives in Chicago. She should be watching this now, but she's not.
They don't always tend to stay that long.
Yeah, no, she hadn't tuned in. But a lot of people know Portillo's is a famous place. They've even got a few in Arizona now. And they make these Italian beef sandwiches. Oh my gosh, they're to die for. Oh. They are just, and then you get au jus with it. Now, they order, my friends in Chicago, they order what's called the super soggy ones. So not only does it come with the au jus, but they throw the whole sandwich into the au jus first and then wrap it up and then give it to you with the au jus.
Wow.
It's amazing.
No, I don't know what the jus is, but I bet Chad knows because I think Chad's face just went all happy when he started talking
I love a
about
good au jus.
There you go. It's like a pale beef stock kind of thing, or veal stock, or something like that.
I don't know.
Good stuff.
If somebody would.
Yep. There's the infamous hat.
Now, there's a story behind this hat, right?
No.
No? Okay. My bad.
Well, I don't. Well, the story behind that hat is this. Okay. My friend, I had a friend out here visiting, and the only time I live in San Francisco, the only time we ever, which is funny, 1 year I had so many people come out here. In 1 year, I think I went to Alcatraz 15 times. They thought at that point I was an inmate trying to escape every time. So we only go to Fisherman's Wharf basically when people come in from out of town. And this hat, I guess, was a highly popular Fisherman's Wharf hat for many a week. And so we went into the store, and I put the hat on, and he took that picture of me. And then people kept asking about the hat. Where's the hat? Where's the hat? What the? And I went back to Fisherman's Wharf, and now they had moved on. They had like these hats. This one, I guess. Some other kinds of hats, similar hats, but not that one. And then finally, I found the hat. Yeah, there it is.
Yes, Leo, you get credits for watching this.
You get Pellucid coin.
Love it. I love it.
There you go. So, yeah, I'd like to go hang out at junior high schools wearing this. It's not too FP.
Just pull up in your unmarked van.
There you go. Anyway. Oh, that's me and Blade, Wesley. So I'm 6'3", and Wesley is like 5'9" or 5'8". It's amazing. So I'm pretty certain he was wearing a 2-inch lifts that evening, and I'm kind of scooched down. But so that's one of the other things that I do. Well, I used to. I don't know if I still. I'm not sure what I do anymore. I wake up in the morning, I look in the obituary. If my name is not there, I figure, okay, I better plan out the day. But this was a party, and he did his thing in the beginning of the party or whatever, and then he wanted to walk around for the VIPs, and then he kind of wanted to hang out, but he wanted to do it incognito. So he said to me, people are going to come up and they're going to go, Wesley Snipes. He's going to say, no. You tell them my name is Dudley. And he started talking like this. He goes, well, man, my name is Dudley. I know I look like the Wesley Snipes, but I'm not. And he did it a lot better than I did. He really,
that's funny.
Actually great. Yeah, so all night long, I'm like, no. And people were saying, let me see your driver's license and stuff like that. There were a few of them. You'd think that they'd be too drunk to actually think that well, but there were a few.
Davis is asking, who's the girl behind you?
That is, I'm pretty sure that's Zane. Everybody knows Zane. Zane from Dallas. What is Zane's last name? Come on, somebody help me out here. Somebody knows.
Chad and I are just like,
we're both like,
Zane from Dallas. Now we're the original.
Not from Dallas, the TV show from Dallas, Texas.
Oh well, of course, 2 million people. Of course, we got to know one person.
Zane from Dallas.
Zane from Dallas.
This was taken at the first summit in San Francisco. So it was originally called the Periscope Summit, And then they called it the Live Streaming Summit, which oddly enough is what we're doing right now. People will be surprised. Like on Clubhouse, they go, wow, this is great. Why haven't they had anything like this before? And I say, this is like the 40th platform I've been on like this since 1988, but okay.
Well, we had the party line back in the 70s. You'd pick up the phone, you'd hear the neighbors chatting. Their daughter was chatting with her boyfriend, and somebody else would hop in. The party line. It was awesome. It's just
in 1988, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91. There was a thing called SFNet, one of those real early you dial-up thing with ASCII and all that kind of stuff. And it's the same kind of conversations, but you just type them out instead of actually saying them or video. And it's funny, there's a thing on Clubhouse called Clubhouse Squares, where it's just like Hollywood Squares or whatever, and they're talking, brilliant, what a wonderful idea. And I'm like, well, you copied Hollywood Squares in 2021, and we copied it in 1988. Pretty much the same darn thing. We just typed out our questions and typed out our answers, and then people held either X's or O's, but oh well. So there you have it. This kind of stuff, communicating online like we're doing now, been around, and it'll continue to be around. I put the ass in ASCII.
Davis is great.
Yeah.
The people you brought with you today, the comments, they're amazing. Almost as amazing as this guy in this photo right here.
Oh, that guy. So that is indeed me back in the modeling days, if you will. I was I'm 6'3".
I wearing a cardboard in your crotch in this photo.
No, not in that one.
Okay,
not in that one. I think I tucked my penis all the way back though, and I'm not sure. But and that's like one of those coats that Shaft wore. That whole it's leather. It's a leather duster that goes like all the way down the ground.
It's very 1987.
Yeah, I think that might be right around when it was, something like that, maybe a little. Oh, that's me with the gang from improv. Now, this is Cleo Feynman, who's on Saturday Night Live. She comes from this improv class right here. Her dad, David, is part of it. Sad to say, but the two middle people are both dead now. Joseph, who worked for me, I owned a Latin nightclub, by the way, called Alta Vista. See, another thing people don't know about me.
Huh.
And Joseph worked for me at the club, and he passed away about 5 years ago, complications of diabetes. Nancy lived in Berkeley. She was part of our group. She got carjacked, and the guy stabbed her, and she died like a week later.
Holy.
But that's Grace. Grace is still alive. She lives like 20 minutes from me. Anyway, and that's me. And God, did I have long hair back then? Wow, yeah, long hair. Oh yes, Sinead. Has she seen a picture? I don't think Chad's seen that picture. Me and assless chap.
Goals.
Sure, there's a reason to bring me on for a part 2.
What's this look?
What the hell is that?
That's what we were asking ourselves.
You got me there.
Wow.
That could be when that's when I found out that I didn't make the cuts for the Olympics. Disappointment, my only friend.
Yeah.
That explains why Chad wears a tie for every show.
Can you tell I don't work out?
No, I didn't know, like, what the cut for what at the Olympics, like mascot, like what were you like?
Me? No, I was. It was either hurdles or shot put. I was trying out for both.
Okay. Synchronized swimming crossed my mind.
Here you go. Ping pong.
I'd watch that, like a synchronized, like a big and tall synchronized swimming team.
Exactly.
Take a splash.
All right. We
Last one.
followed you. Ah, that's me in the booth. That's me in the booth. I'm not sure what I was doing,
You're
but I'm
singing into the
recording
microphone.
somewhere, and I'm doing something. Why is that man smiling? Because he's being overpaid.
And he owns a nightclub. He can do whatever.
Potty, John, Lou, lavatory, latrine, head, bog, thunderbox, netty, dunny, can, pot, the Oval Office, the porcelain throne, the toilet. No matter what you call it, Clorox has been.
That was my best commercial ever.
You know, Chad asked for an intermission because he has to run to the bathroom. He said 60 minutes is too long for him.
Maybe I should. How much longer are we on for?
Oh, we just got one last
Lord
little
knows.
bit. And we're pretty much done. It really just depends on you.
No, I can go. Well, maybe I should go to the restroom.
Oh, now the intermission's over, right?
Okay. We've had our fair share of guests leave the show in the middle, just walk away. But this one beats them all. This has been like the timing for this was impeccable. Oh man, and Nancy loves the music.
I've never wished so much that I had like a water sound effect. We do the whole like, oh, I think he left his mic on.
I can. Was it the Naked Gun? And you guys are too old to remember this. Come on. Yeah, you couldn't script this. Agreed.
Great. So,
I would like to do this.
We would like. I would like to like this. So would we, Davis.
Would
we. There's part of me that's just incredibly grateful that he doesn't have a wireless lav. You know, I mean,
yeah.
I can hear some
wireless lav. Is that a pun?
Oh.
Or is that?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect timing. We just cut away to this next scene, so people don't even know you were gone.
There we go. That Clorox spot that ran for over 5 years. God bless them. Oh.
Are you suggesting you got paid royalties every time that ad played?
Every time that thing aired, it was a ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Without bragging about that thing, it paid me almost enough to buy a house in the Bay Area, believe it or not.
Wow. So that's.
But I have not had a national SAG national for like a couple of years, and that's your bread and butter in this business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I'm in the trenches like a lot of the other guys. Everything I do, I have to beg for work. Mostly what I do is before COVID hit, I would just go into an office, and if they like weren't very receptive to hiring me to do things, I would stand on the ledge of the window and threaten to jump. It's kind of. And Matt, I just want you to know, if you're spending money on webinars to learn how to make money, that little tip right there, that's probably more of a gold nugget than you're going to get for most of those webinars.
My father used to tell the story about how he would he got an ad once from a guy who said, "I will for $10, I'll teach you how to make $1 million." And he said, "No, what the heck?" He sent in the $10, got an envelope back a week later, and it said, "Now you know."
Exactly. No, that's the interesting thing. A lot of these people out there that are teaching these wealth seminars are making their money by teaching wealth seminars.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, don't get us started in that rant, because we would go on forever.
Yeah, we don't want to get too many rants going because.
Well, hello there, Facebook friends and acquaintances. Yes, I have not done a Facebook Live in a while now. Not that I haven't really had anything to say or anything interesting going on. I guess I just don't. I don't know what people really want me to talk about on here, aside from the fact that I do a lot of ranting.
30-second rants with J.S. Gilbert. There we go. I know. This
So
is brand new, just for you.
this is an awesome segment that we created just for you.
I'm supposed to rant now?
Well,
Wait, one
we've actually
second.
come up with a couple topics for you. And we've got a 30-second clock. So we're going to pull a topic up on the screen. And you have 30 seconds to rant about it. The first one is people who do Facebook Lives about nothing.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, why are you going live if there's no point in going live? The thing, you can just go ahead, grab a freaking camera, shoot yourself, and then video, and then edit it. Why are you doing lives? It doesn't look. I'm petting my dog live. Well, then we don't care about you petting your dog live. Maybe it's okay to pet your dog, but you don't have to do it live. You don't look at me. I'm drinking a lovely beverage, and I'm doing it live. It only makes sense if you're doing it live, and I gag on a couple of ice cubes, and I start to choke.
Wow.
No.
I'm so glad we have a few more of these because that was amazing. All right. Here's our next one. People who don't use the divider on the grocery store conveyor belt.
Okay. First of all, I have a lot of issues about people in grocery stores. One of the things I don't understand is how is it these 4-foot Asian women can block an entire 15-foot aisle? It's not possible. And yet, even though it defies mathematics, they somehow manage to do it. And then you got to say like 6 times, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. And then eventually you go, excuse me. And then everybody turns around and here's a 6'3" guy badgering a 4-foot little, and it's horrible. Now, then you get on the line and you're getting up there and boom, you got your stuff sitting there. And then invariably, and then the woman keeps, and I'm like, excuse me, but those tamales and that guava and the fruit roll-ups and all, that's not mine. That's that person over there. And she's not even paying attention. She's on the phone. She's talking to her daughter. Why are you not doing your homework? You should be doing your homework. Do your homework first, then go play with your friends. And she's not paying attention to what's going on. I have to pay attention for her and for me? No, I'm sorry. Not going to happen.
Wow. And I was so riveted. I just went ahead and just let you keep going. We've got 2 more. The next one is authenticity.
Okay. There is no such thing as authenticity, and there is no such thing as transparency. They are both myths. They are myths that are made by people who are trying to get rich by telling people they're authentic and that they're transparent. But it does not exist. It just doesn't exist. Sorry. There's like 2 guys that are authentic and they're both homeless. That's it.
Oh my God. All right. And the last one. Inconsistencies with urinal heights.
Okay. What the hell is up with this? You walk into the toilet, into the bathroom, and you got one's up here, one over here, and one over here. And then you got the handicap stall. Okay, for starters, I have never seen a handicapped person come out of a handicap stall. What the hell is up with that? Okay, I'm sorry. There's another stall over there. Why aren't you using that one? Oh, because the handicap stall is so much nicer and cleaner. No, it's for handicapped people. Okay, same thing with the urinal heights. They got one that's low to the ground. Okay, that's for little kids. Which reminds me, this guy is like 90 years old, and he goes to the doctor, and he says to the doctor he wants to get what are those boner pills called? You know, I'm talking the little purple pills, the boner pills,
Viagra.
for Christ's sake. Viagra, yeah. He says, I want some Viagra, and then the doctor says, well, I don't see any reason why I can't give them to you. And then the guy says, okay, great. Now, can you cut them in quarters? And then the doctor says, cut them in quarters? What do you? And the guy says, look, I don't want sex. I just don't want to pee on my shoes.
Your father is in a coma.
Daddy's in a coma?
Oh no!
And we're keeping him alive on tubes and stuff.
Man, this sucks. He was gonna start working with J.S. Gilbert too. Oh, I guess now that won't happen.
Wow.
I urge people. You only have a finite amount of time that you can actually work with me before one of us invariably will die. And I don't say this to be a Debbie Downer, but I just say this because you really do owe it to yourself to pick up the phone and call. And it doesn't really matter what number you dial, because whoever you call, they'll know how to get a hold of me. And then we can work together. And it'll be good. It'll be fun. And I do take fractional Bitcoin as payment.
Let's get you
Or
inside the
Dogecoin.
elevator here, because I have a feeling you're not going to run out of any things to say. You've seen the show, so you know this little bit here. This is your 60
Yes, I
seconds,
know.
60 seconds to do whatever you want. Say whatever you want. Nancy, big fan of the elevator. She's usually on the lingerie floor, so you might pass her on the way up. So let's get you in, and then we'll 60 seconds. It's J.S. Gilbert.
60 seconds to say anything I want. Well, I suppose what I really want is love, just like anyone else. Love, companionship, a feeling of adoration, just to make people smile and to make them forget about their petty lives for just a moment. By the way, some of you know I am now a lord in Scotland. I have property in Scotland, and I am looking for serfs to build my my feudal kingdom with. So there is that opportunity for those of you who feel underemployed. But then for those of you, well, what do I really want to talk? Actually, there is one serious kind of thing that I'm doing right now. This guy doesn't get that it is a joke. I know this show is a joke, but I feel like this guy doesn't get that it's a joke.
Look, squirrel.
What? A joke? Do you realize how much effort and energy Chad and Daniel put into these presentations? How much time and effort they spend, and you call it a joke? Huh! Huh! On you, Scott Ayers. Huh! Again! This is no joke. This is fine entertainment. This is risen above the pure way. This is Kurds. That's what this is. I'm sorry, I took some of my time to defend you guys, but I felt that had to be done.
No problem. I pushed the emergency button on the elevator and let it sit there for a minute.
Did you? Okay. It was important. I felt it was important. But so seriously, I am writing a book. It's called Foolishment. Foolishment was a word that a friend of mine, a guy who got me into painting, actually. I paint. I'm surprised you don't have any leather work up here. You didn't even look in my leather work, my painting, my any of that stuff. Yeah. Okay.
I
see.
Wanted to
Part
play
two.
the backpack.
Part two.
Yeah, we need to do it because that backpack you made was amazing.
Yeah, I made the. In fact, when Davis Dwyer gets here, he's locked in Canada. They won't let him out. But he and I will be taking a trip probably next year now. But we're going from. I'm meeting him in Los Angeles. We're going through Nevada, Arizona, Oklahoma, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. Winding up in Austin. So I suppose we could go a little further south, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could do whatever the heck you want. You own a nightclub.
You are, aren't you? Aren't you south of Austin?
I'm east.
East of Austin.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm east of Houston. I'm on the Gulf Coast of Texas, right on the Louisiana border.
Okay. So I guess we'll go to you instead of going to Best Texas then.
That'd be fun. Or I could come out to Austin.
Yeah, either way. But we are planning a trip. And I'm writing a book. My friend Joe, who grew up in Texas, he has a great story. It's pretty funny. He worked for the government, and in one room, a room 101, they would take a bunch of papers, and they would staple them, and then put them in folders, put them in a box, and they would send them to like room 201, where somebody would take out the papers, remove the staple, put on a paper clip, and put them back in the folder. And he thought it was kind of odd that they were doing that and had been doing that for a number of years. He finally went over to the supervisor and said, why do we do that? And she said, because that's just the way we do things here. Now, being from Texas, I'm sure you can relate.
Oh, yeah.
But he used that word foolishment. He said, what is with all this foolishment? And so I bought I have the URL, foolishment.com, and I'm writing a book called Foolishment, The Ways Companies Piss Us Off Without Even Trying. And
I love it.
How many stories? So if you have a good story about how companies have let you down and pissed you off, you know, not like in an effortful sense, but you know, with like for example, there's a company that makes mirrors, and they put a sticker with their name on the mirror. The only way you can get that sticker off is to scratch the hell of the mirror. It's insane. So they've got like terrible rate. You wouldn't think a mirror company would have terrible ratings in Amazon or Yelp or anything. Like, these mirrors are terrible. You can't get the stickers off without scratching up the mirror. I just don't understand. Yes, actually, Davis Dwyer is producing an NFT of me reading The Raven. Once upon a midnight dreary, as I pondered weak and weary over a quaint and obvious forgotten law. Anyway,
you should NFT that video.
That is a for real thing. So JS at jsgilbert.com or wherever you want to go, it doesn't matter. I'm all over the interwebs, and there's only three JS Gilberts. There's me. There's a woman who's an OBGYN and a volcanologist, which oddly enough does not study Mr. Spock. That's not what a volcanologist is. Volcanoes. There
you go. That was my fifth guess. So
that's
thanks for being here with us, JS. We appreciate
well, thank you for inviting me. And this is probably my third time then that I've let down America.
We do it every week.
Yeah, well, I know what it's like. But you guys drink heavy. I gave it up. Nothing to fall back on. Nothing at all.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
It's like the world's oldest man. He was on Johnny Carson. Remember Johnny Carson? World's oldest man. He was like 110. And Johnny Carson said to him, well, why do you think you lived so long? He says, well, I get up early. I go to bed early. I don't cavort. I don't drink. I don't run around. I don't hang out in bars. And Johnny interrupts him and says, why would you want to live so long?
I hear the Bob Ross Happy Little Tree Mints. Look at this. You get the tin here. You open it up, and sure enough, they're the little mints. It's hard to do when you're looking at it through, but they're little mints. That look like
shaped as triangles,
like trees. There.
I don't know why I loved that video so much.
Well, thank you guys. Did this go kind of how you thought it would go?
I had no idea how it would go. I would say it went better than I could have ever imagined.
Really? Oh, well, thank you very much.
So it was fun. And Davis sounds like a hoot. Even though
he's one of my close friends. He's a close friend. It's too bad he lives in Toronto.
So
I used to live in Toronto. Few people know that about me.
What's that? You lived in
Everybody knows
Toronto?
it now.
Yes. Yeah.
I lived in
Well,
Toronto too.
You did.
I've
Oh,
never been to Toronto.
Toronto. They
I'm
call
not
it.
saying. Well, he actually doesn't live in Toronto. He lives north of Toronto. I'm sorry, but you say Toronto when people don't live in like a major area. You always pick the closest main place, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Like people always ask me. They say, "Where do you live? Where are you now?" And I say, usually on my couch.
That's why when people ask Chad where does he live, he just says Texas.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite one is when the waiter comes over and says, "How'd everything come out?" And I tell him I probably won't know till tomorrow.
Yeah. At BJ's, I like eating at BJ's. BJ's Brew Pub, but they always say, "How did everything taste?" It just seems like a weird question. How is everything tasting? How is everything tasting? I don't know. It seems.
That's the word. You know what? We're still live. I guess I should end the broadcast before Daniel has a tendency after a certain amount of time to start swearing.